The F-35 Lightning II was supposed to be untouchable. A stealth beast, a symbol of American air power. And the jet that would dominate the skies for the next half-century. But now, that dream is cracking. Two major allies, Spain and Switzerland, have just walked away from their F-35 deals. That's billions of dollars in lost sales, years of planning thrown into chaos, and a massive political storm brewing across NATO. So the question is this the beginning of the end for the F-35 in Europe? Today on Machine Squad, we're breaking it all down: the price fights, the politics, and the future of air combat. Strap in. This isn't just about a jet, it's about power, money, and the survival of alliances. Let's start with the basics. The F-35 Lightning II is not your average fighter jet. It's stealthy, it's supersonic, and it's loaded with the most advanced sensors ever crammed into a combat aircraft. It can fly faster than Mach 1.6. It carries cutting-edge radar and electronic warfare systems. It links with drones, satellites, and ground forces to create a battlefield web of data. Since its introduction, the F-35 has been hailed as the future of NATO air power. Over 1,000 units have already been built, making it one of the largest fighter programs in history. Nations like the United Kingdom, Israel, and Australia have fully committed to it. The US itself plans to buy over 2,400 jets. On paper, the F-35 is untouchable. But here's the twist: this jet isn't just about technology, it's about politics. And in 2025, those politics just collided head-on with reality. Let's head to Switzerland. Back in 2022, the Swiss government signed a deal to buy 36 F-35AS through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales Program. The cost, a staggering 6.035 billion Swiss francs, roughly $6.25 billion at the time. Switzerland thought it had locked in a fixed-price contract, a done deal, no surprises. But fast forward to mid-2025, and the U.S. dropped a bombshell. Hey Switzerland, that price, yeah, it's going up. The new demand, an extra 650 million to 1.3 billion francs. Why? The Pentagon blamed inflation, rising energy costs, and raw material shortages. Switzerland was furious. They argued the deal was legally binding. They even brought in top Swiss and American law firms to confirm that Washington couldn't just raise the bill. But the U.S. doubled down. The FMS system, they argued, ties costs to production, meaning if building the jets costs more, so does the contract. This sparked outrage in Switzerland. Remember, this deal was already controversial. Back in 2020, a national referendum to approve new fighter jets barely passed with 50.1% support. Half the country didn't even want new jets. Many wanted European options like the Rafale or Eurofighter Typhoon instead. There were protests, campaigns, even an attempt at a second referendum to block the F-35. Now, with price hikes and politics in the mix, Switzerland's patience is wearing thin. To make matters worse, the U.S. recently slapped a 39% tariff on Swiss exports: luxury watches, coffee capsules, and more. Officially, Washington says it's unrelated. But the Swiss public isn't buying that excuse. The backlash has been brutal. Social media is on fire with posts like, "Why are we giving billions to America while they punish our industries?" Now Switzerland's government is reviewing the entire F-35 deal. Options are on the table: cut the order down, switch to a European fighter, or cancel the deal entirely. But here's the catch: if they cancel, they'll have no modern jets after 2032, when their aging FEA-18 Hornets retire. It's a lose-lose situation. Now, let's jet over to Spain. Unlike Switzerland, Spain never signed the deal, but they were close. For years, Spain had been eyeing the F-35 to replace two fleets. Their AV-8B Harrier to jump jets for the Navy. Their F-18 Hornets for the Air Force. In 2023, they even set aside €6.25 billion for a potential order of 45 to 50 F-35AS and 12 to 15 F-35BS. It seemed inevitable. Spain was going F-35, but then in August 2025, everything changed. Spain slammed the brakes and ended all talks with the US and Lockheed Martin. Why? Because Spain is doubling down on European defense independence. Madrid has launched a €104 billion defense plan, and here's the kicker: 85% of that money must go to European programs. That instantly ruled out the F-35. Instead, Spain is investing heavily in the Eurofighter Typhoon, which they already operate, and the Future Combat Air System FCAS, a sixth-generation fighter being co-developed with France and Germany. The Eurofighter is proven and available today. FCAS, meanwhile, is the big bet for the 2040 stealth, AI, drone swarms, the whole package. But Spain's rejection of the F-35 wasn't just about supporting European industry, it was about control. The F-35 software, maintenance, and logistics are tightly managed by the US. That means Spain would have limited ability to customize or integrate its own technology. For a nation pushing industrial independence, that was unacceptable. On top of that, the cost of building new F-35 infrastructure maintenance hubs, training pipelines, specialized facilities was overwhelming. And whispers of price hikes, like the ones hitting Switzerland, made Madrid nervous. So Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez made the call: Spain will not buy the F-35. Instead, they'll bet on European solutions, even if it means waiting until the 2040s. And Sánchez put it bluntly: only Europe will know how to protect Europe. Now, zoom out for the bigger picture. This isn't just about Switzerland and Spain. It's about the growing divide inside NATO. Ever since Donald Trump's second term began, US-Europe relations have been rocky. Trump has demanded NATO countries spend not just 2% of GDP on defense, the current target, but 5%. He's slapped tariffs on European goods, he's openly questioned US commitments to defend Europe. And he's pushed allies harder than ever to buy American. The result? Many Europeans now see US defense programs like the F-35 as political weapons, and they're asking tough questions. What if Washington cuts off spare parts during a crisis? What if the US uses software control to ground allied jets? Is tying national security to an American jet worth the risk? Lockheed Martin has denied rumors of an F-35 kill switch, but the fear persists. So countries are looking at European alternatives not just out of pride, but survival. Spain and Switzerland walking away is a huge blow. Together, those deals were worth nearly $15 billion. For Lockheed Martin, losing them isn't catastrophic. The US still plans to buy over 2,400 jets. But international sales help keep production costs down. Fewer buyers equals higher costs per jet. And that hurts everyone, including the US. Meanwhile, Europe sees opportunity. The Eurofighter Typhoon is gaining momentum, with Spain ordering 25 more jets under the Helconder program. France's Rafale is being marketed as a European answer to the F-35, with proven combat success in Mali, Libya, and Syria. Sweden's Gripen is emerging as a dark horse, affordable, easy to maintain, perfect for smaller nations. And then there's FCAS, the sixth-gen project that could rival the F-35 if it actually arrives on time. Skeptics point to Europe's history of delays. The A4OOM transport plane, the original Eurofighter program. But if FCAS succeeds, it could reshape air power by the 2040s. So here's the bottom line: the F-35 still offers unmatched stealth and sensor fusion. For countries that want the best right now, it's the only option. But it comes at a cost: dependence on Washington, dependence on Lockheed Martin, and vulnerability to political games. European alternatives aren't as advanced, but they offer independence, industrial benefits, and freedom from US control. It's a choice every NATO country now has to make: immediate power or long-term sovereignty. So, is the F-35 still the king of the skies? Or are we watching the start of its downfall in Europe? Spain has already walked. Switzerland might follow. And other countries like Canada and Portugal are quietly reconsidering. The future of air combat is on the line. What do you think? Will more countries ditch the F-35? Or will America's stealth jet remain unstoppable? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next breakdown. Because here on Machine Squad, we don't just talk about weapons. We expose the battles behind them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.